Well, the Josh Duggar molestation scandal may cost his family their hit television show 19 Kids and Counting, and a whole lot more. Duggar apologized this week after reports surfaced that he allegedly molested little girls when he was a teenager, including some of his own sisters. Our Randy Kay traces the Duggar scandal back to its beginnings and some new powerful people entering the picture.
15 successful seasons for the Duggar family's reality show, 19 Kids and Counting. But the secret is out. Josh Duggar, now 27 and the oldest of the children on the TLC show, had sexually abused several girls when he was a teenager, and his parents didn't report it for some time. In Touch magazine broke the story.
It was a total of 5 victims, and the ages, if you do the math, the ages range probably between 5 and 12 years old.
In Touch magazine obtained the 2006 police report. The magazine reports that Josh Duggar was investigated for multiple sex offenses, including some that were felonies. In Touch found that Jim Bob Duggar, Josh's father, told police he was made aware of it in 2002, when a girl complained Josh, then 14, had been touching her breasts and genitals while she slept. Instead of alerting authorities, though, the magazine says Jim Bob told police Josh had been disciplined. Then it reportedly happened again in 2003. In a statement released Thursday, Josh Duggar said, 12 years ago as a young teenager, I acted inexcusably, for which I am extremely sorry and deeply regret. I hurt others, including my family and close friends. What Josh Duggar's statement doesn't say is that his parents didn't tell police about what had happened until 1 year after their son had confessed to them. 1 year. And even then, they reportedly alerted an Arkansas state trooper who was also a family friend. That trooper didn't take any official police action. Instead, the magazine says Trooper Joseph Hutchins gave Josh a very stern talk. Hutchins, by the way, is now serving 56 years in prison for child pornography. Police only started investigating in 2006 after an anonymous letter to the Oprah Winfrey Show, warning producers if the Duggars appear on Oprah, she would be embarrassed. Oprah's team called the child abuse hotline, and police started asking questions. In Touch reports one of the victims told police in 2006 that Josh had told mother and dad what had happened and asked for forgiveness. All of this has fans of the family's hit show reeling. The Duggars are devout Christians. Josh Duggar also worked as the executive director of FRC Action, the lobbying arm of the Family Research Council, a group known for advocating against the rights of the LGBT community. It also has said gays pose a danger to children. Josh also backed his mother's work opposing an ordinance designed to protect transgender people in Arkansas. Michelle Duggar compared transgenders to child predators.
And here her son, most of the family knew what he had done in his past. So yeah, it's hypocrisy.
Josh Duggar stepped down from the Family Research Council Thursday, and TLC pulled 19 Kids and Counting from the TV schedule. Randy Kay, CNN, New York.
All right, well, several high-profile GOP candidates posed for photographs with Josh Duggar, of course, long before this scandal broke. He also posed for a photo with President Bill Clinton back in 2011. Let's talk about this more with our political panel, Ben Ferguson and Marc Lamont Hill. Marc, let me begin with you. How big of an issue is this? Is this an issue for some of those GOP candidates or hopefuls?
I hope not. I mean, there are a million reasons to criticize Republicans and Democrats, but standing next to a television star who you had no way of knowing was involved in these disgusting and disturbing and illegal acts, I wouldn't hold a politician, Republican or Democrat, accountable. I hope we don't play gotcha politics with them. I hope instead we focus on how to get this person treatment, how to right the wrong, and how to find justice for the victims. That's what we should be doing right now.
Ben, I think it's interesting. Mike Huckabee came out with this really long Facebook statement, an extensive one about this yesterday. I want to read you part of it. He wrote, Josh's actions when he was an underage teen, as he described them himself, are inexcusable, but that does not mean unforgivable. He and his family dealt with it and were honest and open about it with the victims and their authorities. No purpose whatsoever is served by those who are now trying to discredit Josh or his family by sensationalizing the story. It was stunning to me, actually, to see a presidential candidate come out so quickly to support someone who has been, apologized for child molestation.
I totally disagree with Mike Huckabee on this one. I don't know why he thought this was a reason to put this out there in a way defending him. You can forgive someone, yes, but the fact of the matter is, first of all, the family has committed a fraud not only against the network that they're on, but everyone they've ever been on stage with or taken pictures with or endorsed or worked with, because they were not honest with authorities early on. They did not do the right thing with their son early on. They allowed it to happen again, which is also a massive problem. If you've ever known someone that's been sexually abused as a child or molested, you understand how long that stays with them. And I think it's disgusting that this family covered this up. And apparently he also did not tell his employers about this behavior, and they did not handle this the way they're supposed to. I've never been a big fan of this family. I've always thought it's been a little weird the way they act, and I think they think that they can just somehow claim God and the Bible, and this is all going to go away. And if people criticize them, they're going to claim they're being criticized because they're Christians. No, let me make this clear. You're being criticized because you are incredibly stupid with the way you handle this with your child to protect your child.
Ferguson for the win today.
Well, instead of protecting the children that were molested and fondled, you cared more about your child. So don't use the Bible to hide behind this one to the Duggar family.
And that's the thing. Look, they waited so long to go to the authorities with this one, went to an authority who was apparently friends with the family, never reported it or brought it up the ranks. And it's a tragedy for the young girls who were molested.
And here's the thing: when I say they're fraud, I want to make it clear why. They cared more about a TV show than they did about doing the right thing for the victims here. They cared more about getting paid than they did about the victims here, and they cared more about their family being bigger deal in public than they did about the victims here. And they should have this show canceled immediately.
Guys, got to leave it there. Ben, thank you.